Well, good news if you hate taking off your shoes in the airport security line. The TSA says that you don't have to anymore. Northern News Now's Kyrie Johnson spoke with Duluth International Airport leaders today about what you can expect the next time you fly.
I'm here at the Duluth International Airport where a new rule was put into place earlier this week, and it should make getting through TSA less time-consuming and more efficient. For nearly 2 decades, travelers in the U.S. have become accustomed to thorough security checks in TSA. As of this week, the TSA dropped that shoe removal requirement. DLH spokesperson Natalie Baker says this change will positively impact travelers.
At Duluth, we are known for ease, so being able to add that without having to have people remove their shoes when they go through their standard screening has just been really good.
And while passengers in the Duluth airport rarely see long security lines, this change should help expedite things.
Our screening lines are usually pretty quick. We've got really efficient staff, and I think the large hub airports will be where the efficiency is really felt and seen.
And passengers seem to agree. Traveler Melania Kurova says keeping her shoes on through security is second nature in Canada, but she's happy the U.S. has lifted the security requirement.
And I think it's really interesting to see this progression of new technology coming in and us getting rid of older rules and just letting travel progress just like everything in the world progresses.
This new change marks an era of post-9/11 travel fears. And from one young traveler to others, Kurova says it's okay to trust in the other security that we do have.
With the amount of security and awareness right now that we have about these issues, it is something that was not extremely mandatory.
Airport officials haven't had much time to analyze the change yet, but they hope it will help keep passengers more relaxed as they travel through security. In Duluth, Kyrie Johnson, Northern News Now.
Kyrie, thank you. On top of this new TSA change, travelers should keep in mind that there have also been recent changes to real ID requirements and baggage policies for major airlines.